It began with a tear in the sky, and in a single moment, life on Earth changed forever. When cities trembled and lights went out, one question remained. Could humanity survive? This is the story of humans versus aliens, a clash beyond imagination. Stick around, because in this battle, every decision matters. Before we begin, if you love epic sci-fi battles, true stories of courage and high-stakes drama, hit like, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Also, drop a comment below. Which side would you fight for if aliens invaded? Let's dive in. Night fell over the world's great cities. Glass towers glowing with life, streets bustling with noise. It was just another evening, until the darkness split. In Tokyo, a bright slash of fire ripped the sky. In New York, a piercing light cracked through clouds. Across continents, people looked upward in confusion and dread. Social media exploded. News anchors interrupted broadcasts. Panic began to ripple. At first, scientists speculated atmospheric phenomena, a meteor, a rare celestial event. But that theory died instantly when the heavens shattered further, revealing enormous alien vessels pushing through cloud cover. Their hulls glowed with exotic energy. They hovered silently as if measuring the world below. The earth quivered. Windows shook. Skyscrapers trembled. Civilians poured into streets, staring upward. Some filmed with phones. Others dropped to knees, awed. Reflections of the alien lights danced on glass facades. Cities were bathed in an eerie luminescence. Leaders convened emergency meetings. Military jets scrambled. Diplomatic channels opened, but nothing returned. The aliens refused all messages. Then, as if to remind humanity of its fragility, the world lights flickered and then died. Power grids failed. Communications died. A heavy silence hung over Earth. In that moment, the war had begun. Within minutes of the networks going dark, the alien assault began. A devastating EMP pulse radiated outward. Satellites spun out of control. Airplanes dropped from the skies. Military radars went blind. Smartphones, radios, and every piece of modern tech ceased functioning. In Washington, D.C., the Pentagon's systems flickered. In Moscow, power substations exploded. In Delhi, entire districts plunged into darkness. Alien drones swarmed up from the alien ships. Their forms were sleek and alien, biomechanical, with strange glows and sharp appendages. They targeted communication towers, missile silos, and defense installations. Explosions cracked through cities. Footage showed drones slicing past skyscrapers, striking power lines. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower's lights went out. In Rio de Janeiro, the Christ the Redeemer statue loomed in darkness. In Cairo, the pyramids cast ominous silhouettes. Soldiers scrambled. Anti-aircraft guns mowed down drones. Some were taken out, but dozens more swarmed in their place. Conventional weapons had limited effect against the alien tech. Cities burned. Civilians scattered. Some hid in basements, others tried to flee. Governments declared martial law. Marshal trains and convoys attempted to distribute basic supplies. But the collapse was fast. The world fractured. In the ruins of New York, a family huddled in a subway tunnel, uncertain whether to stay or flee. An old radio, cracked and silent, lay useless by their side. A mother held a child, whispering prayers, while in the sky above, alien drones glowed like malevolent stars. So began humanity's darkest hour. Days turned to weeks. The global infrastructure lay in ruins. Earth became a patchwork of shattered cities, dark skies, and underground refuges. But humanity, battered and broken, refused to surrender. From the ashes, resistance networks formed. Soldiers, scientists, mechanics, hackers, and everyday civilians banded together in ruined tunnels, basements, abandoned subway stations, mountain hideouts, and forest bunkers. In Berlin, an underground lab was established. A former physicist repurposed generators from wrecked power plants. In Brazil, a guerrilla group commandeered a hydroelectric dam to power their base. In Japan, technicians scavenged parts from fallen drones. These groups shared intelligence. They transmitted messages by hand, couriers moving between safe zones. They used analog radios, coded signals, and tested old technologies the aliens couldn't detect. Small victories gave hope. Resistance fighters blew up drone launch pads, freed prisoners, and hijacked supply convoys. They learned patterns of alien movement. Their tactics included hit and run, sabotage, and guerrilla warfare. Amid the chaos, human stories emerged. A nurse in Jakarta tended to wounded rebels in a subway clinic, risking detection daily. A teenage hacker in Lagos cracked an alien transmission, mapping drone routes. In Moscow, an ex-soldier trained survivors in combat drills, leading nighttime raids on alien camps. Families formed citizen brigades, using makeshift weapons, Molotovs, EMP grenades, jury-rigged railguns. Still, losses were high. Entire cities were sealed off. Outposts were overrun, many perished. But the resistance persevered. Humanity refused to yield. In a hidden underground complex beneath the Andes, a young scientist named Dr. Mira Chen worked feverishly. She was one of the few who truly understood alien energy systems. Her lab was surrounded by scavenged alien components, glowing crystalline cores, exotic alloys, and blinking consoles. She had risked everything to bring together a team of physicists and engineers from around the world. Mira discovered that alien drones and ships were controlled by a quantum energy network. All necessary commands and feedback passed through a central frequency. That frequency, she deduced, had a resonance weakness, a narrow band of energy that, if amplified, could disrupt their control signals and render them inert. She called it the resonance pulse. Activating the pulse worldwide would require placing EMP transmitter nodes on multiple alien strongholds. That meant sending human teams behind enemy lines, across continents and oceans. Many doubted the plan. Some said it was impossible. Others feared betrayal or detection. Tension rose. Factions argued, is it worth risking lives for unproven science? Mira stood before representatives from major resistance cells, projecting holographic maps of alien hubs. Sweat beaded on her brow. "We have one chance," she said steadily. "If the pulse fails, we trigger global disaster, and we give the aliens a chance to retaliate. But if it succeeds, we break their grip on Earth." She paused, eyes sweeping the room. "We must unite now, or we lose everything." After hours of debate and dissent, a consensus formed. The plan would proceed. Teams were dispatched in Antarctica, Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, and the Pacific Ocean. Each team carried a resonance emitter device. They traveled in tunnels using submarines, cargo ships, and underground tunnels. Many died before they reached their targets. In Africa, a team infiltrated an alien outpost in the Sahara, planting a resonator deep in the control core. In Siberia, others hacked into a drone nest within a frozen base. In the Pacific, a submarine team captured an underwater alien station. As the deadline arrived, each emitter booted up simultaneously. The frequency built, humming across the planet. The sky crackled. Alien drones froze. Energy flares burst across the horizon. Systems glitched. Ships stalled. The alien control grid faltered. This was the moment of truth. The final battle erupted across continents with coordinated force. Rebel jets, advancing ground troops, and resistance brigades pushed forward into the heart of alien territory. In New York, human fighters soared against alien vessels. Dogfights erupted in the sky. Missiles streaked upward. Energy beams flashed. The city below was a war zone. Burning towers, collapsed infrastructure, and torn streets. In the Amazon, guerrilla units fired EMP grenades at alien supply convoys. In the Himalayas, mountain strongholds held out, fighting through narrow passes. In the Indian Ocean, naval fleets launched missile volleys at submerged alien ships. The resonance pulse hammered the alien grid. Drones dropped from the skies like fallen stars. Ships flickered as control failed. The alien mothership, a massive, ominous vessel hovering over the equator, began to convulse, its energy core destabilizing. At the crucial moment, a powerful EMP bomb was delivered to the mothership's control tower. It detonated, sending a shockwave across the global sky. The mothership lanced downward and crashed into the ocean with a titanic explosion. Oceans surged, waves crashed, debris rained. Silence swallowed the planet. Aftermath. Dawn broke. The world was scarred, Cities broken, forests shattered, seas churned. But humanity remained. In a ruined coastal city, a child wandered through flooded streets. She picked up a frayed human flag. The red and white colors faded and torn, held it to her chest, and gazed at the smoky horizon. The sun peeked through ash clouds. A new day began. Across continents, survivors emerged. They rebuilt homes, opened shelters, revived power grids with salvaged tech. Nations that once fought now cooperated in unity. Humans used alien tech for reconstruction, carefully and wisely. In memory of the fallen, monuments were built, but also in hope, gardens were planted. Humanity vowed, no matter how deep the darkness, they would rise again. The war was over, but a new age had begun. That is the epic of humanity versus aliens, a saga of fear, resilience, and unity. Which moment do you think changed the tide the most? The EMP strike, the resistance fights, or the resonance pulse? Let me know in the comments below.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more sci-fi epics, cinematic storytelling, and universe-spanning adventures.
Your support powers us to create bigger, better futures. Thanks, Phil.